Welcome back, all our viewers. Lunch is what is between India and getting all out because so many wickets falling in the last few minutes. Mohammad Shami getting out on a duck. Salil, what's your take on the first session? 70 runs scored, but 4 wickets lost.
Well, like we discussed, there are two ways that the game is going, and which team is coming hard and playing better in the first session. I think England made the best of it with Anderson and Robinson bowling
Yeah,
excellently for half an hour. I think a lot helped them from the conditions perspective because there is no sun. There looks like no sun today.
hmm.
It's a lot cloudy, lot more easier for the bowlers to bowl and a lot more difficult for the batsmen to bat. But having said that, Rahul just went for the cover drive on the second ball of the day and quite hold out at extra cover. And the same for Rani, who's pretty much out of form. Played one that he should have left. So
Yeah,
that brought India to a situation where currently you're looking at 400 and 450 and 500 runs. And are we wondering whether we even going to make 400 runs?
yeah,
But then comes, Rishabh Pant and what we've known for the guy for the last year or so that we've seen of him. He's going to take the attack to the bowling, and he did that by often stepping out to James Anderson and scoring those excellent boundaries of the short deliveries. A lot of pulls in this 37 that he made. It's sad that he got out, but I think that counter attack was very important purely
yes,
because on an overcast pitch, on an overcast day, and on a pitch where the bowlers have regained their confidence, it was very important that India don't get stuck at a score just below 300. So, and they did exactly that. Jadeja also complemented Pant very well, and currently is not out. So, all in all, I think a good session, a session that is won by England, but not so badly by India as well. It
hmm,
doesn't
yes.
India not that badly for making 70 runs.
So you spoke of Rishabh Pant and you said that he counter-attacked and the way he was batting, he was actually the most fearless batsman in this Indian lineup for sure because the way he bats, it looks like he's playing a T20 given whatever format he's playing. So do you think that it is something that he always plans, stepping out to a fast bowler, stepping out and leaving a ball? That is something really unusual. Even Sunil Gavaskar and Harsha Bhogle were, kind of, caught LBW'd by that what happened there because Rishabh Pant was stepping out to Anderson and then he was leaving those balls. So you think that is just something to just change the line of the bowler and just play with some play some mind games with the fast bowler? Do you think that's the trick or it's just something
Oh,
that he does?
absolutely. Absolutely. You've not seen him do that every other time. I think in a test match, you can step out and you can leave the ball. He won't do that in white ball cricket ever. But the fact is, there is innovation that he brings, to the fore. And if he thinks that this is the way that he needs to counter, where he knows he can get to the line of the ball and the length of the ball, and whack it for a couple of boundaries in an over, and the bowler suddenly thinking, "Hey man, we're just playing a test match, and you really don't know where you can bowl to him." Then you try to bowl short, which he again pulls you for boundaries, and all the rhythm that you have gained as bowlers by picking up a couple of wickets is all gone. Suddenly, you again look like struggling like you did the previous day. So, I clearly think that it is definitely his ploy to rattle the mind of the bowler, and he always finds the opportunity on the first ball of the over, where the bowler is not really expecting much, and then you get a bowler riled up. And
Yeah,
more often than not, when you get a fast bowler riled up, he may or may not, he might spray the ball every other way. So that's
agree.
exactly
Yeah,
what happened. So it was easy to play those bowlers after that. And taking the attack to the opposition, I think in the last 1 hour, I think India really took it. I think the Englishmen really took it in the first 30 minutes. The rest was India's session. We're scoring 70 runs in spite of
that's a
losing it.
That is a lot, Salim. And before the show, we were talking, before the game, in the pre show, we were talking about how England need to capitalize this first 35, 40 minutes where the ball helps them a lot and there is a lot of movement for the seamers. And that's what happened. Jimmy Anderson with 50%, or I must say 70% of match fitness, like you said earlier, he's got this injury on him. Still he managed to pick up 3 wickets. And here you come and you see if Jimmy was 100% fit, what kind of demolition would have happened on this Lord's pitch, and what would happen if that was the case?
He'd obviously get a lot more overs to bowl at and probably a wicket or two more. But having said that, I'm not taking any credit away from Jamie Anderson. I think he is doing what he can do best, and
Yeah,
with the overs he's bowled in those short spells, he's been able to take 3 wickets, and I think that's great from an England perspective as a spearhead bowler for almost a decade. What you want them to do now is go ahead and pick the other wickets because those are going to be those are assumably slightly easier than the Indian top order.
yeah,
And I think that they want to close it in the session itself, in the mid session. So England would be hoping for some real some real wickets, and will be hoping to get their openers out to bat now so that they can get so that they can start the match in such a way on an equal footing where they would have been staring at a score of around 500 runs. Now they
yes.
not stare at that much. You can have something less than that.
Salil, but you have Jadeja still there. We know what he did in the first innings. He scored a half century. Could he replicate what he did in the first innings? He has the same tail. Okay, you have an Ishant Sharma who can block a ball. You think that he can do it? Can he score those 60, 50 runs with the tail? And like last time around, they scored around 48 runs among the last three players. Do you think that is something that we could see in this coming session today?
Well, given the fact that the current situation of the players is they played at Trent and they batted and scored around 50 runs on a pitch that was absolutely difficult to score on.
Yes,
So order is willing to stay at the crease. I think with Jadeja also you see a lot of maturity where he's staying at the crease. He's not batting the balls, he's batting time, and that is more important. When you
good.
have a guy Rishabh Pant on the other. So basically, what he did is he endured and he made sure that he got set. And like you said, can he replicate what he did in the last match? I totally think he can do that purely because he is in that. He's halfway there already. He's playing on a 31. He realizes what's the responsibility he's got as his position in the team. He knows it's pretty important since Ashwin's been kept out, and I
Hmm.
think he has the maturity to go ahead and score at least take India close to 400, 425 runs along with.
Saril, one last question. Okay, what will be a par score in the first innings? Cyril, I think to answer this, you've already said it out that anything that India get now, maximum, the more the merrier kind of thing. Think like 400 will be a par score, Cyril. What's your thought on that?
Well, I think 375 is a very good score purely because England, when they come into bat, they'll take at least 120 overs to get there. And with that said, you have almost maybe 3 days and a session over. And what you'd honestly assume would be
Hmm.
England not going to get India out within a day or so. So for one thing for sure, I think the match is safe, and a par score to draw the match is surely on the cards. We already have it now, but a
Yeah.
par score to win would be anywhere between 400 and 425.
Salil, to answer Zoe's question, there's an interesting stat that India have not lost a single test in the last 7 years when they've scored 300 runs. So whenever India has scored 300 or more, they've not lost a single test in the last 7 years, be it at home or overseas, anywhere. So that is something that is in India's favor already. So that we are well par. The par score 346 is what they've scored so far. So Salil, one final question: what should England's plan be now? Because they would want to get India all out for sure. Do you think they should try and get Jamie Anderson back into the attack? As soon as the lunch is done, he's got a breather, he's got some rest, he might be getting the physio's attention out there. And now coming in the mid session, you think that his role will be very crucial in cleaning up the tail?
Well, his role was always crucial because he looked
Yeah,
like the only bowler in the last 2 days who really was looking quite hungry to take wickets. And he has. He's already taken 3 wickets. Possibly he might come back for a fifer, but I think the England strategy is pretty simple. They would really want to go ahead and just take out the 3 wickets and go out of bat as soon as possible. It can be done purely because the conditions do favor the bowlers right now. And they'll also come to bat with the Indian bowlers bowling at them. So I think all in all, an exciting session, 2 sessions of cricket coming up.
okay, Salil. So finally, I just want to put that question once again. The players will be out in some time. But the question that I asked in the pre-match show was that who am I? You have to guess who am I. I'm the Wisden Cricketer of the Year in 1933. I have played first-class cricket for 47 years. I was India's first Test captain. Have scored my highest score at the age of 51 and played my last first-class game at the age of 67. Who am I? Salil, we'll take your answer in the post-match show where we'll talk about this. So if any fan or anyone who's watching the show knows this, please comment in the comment section. So thank you, Salil. I'll see you in the next segment and we'll talk more about how this session went. Thank you. This was
Sure.
Sports Live.
Thank you.